It's easy to overlook a place named for a penny. But Joe Penny is not a coin, but a creator. And the town in his name is a crucible of history contained in a one-floor church.
When I come to this church, I walk in and I see and feel and hear my ancestors.
Pennytown Free Will Baptist Church is the last building standing from Pennytown, Missouri.
And these are the celebrations that we had people come up.
Clarence Lawrence,
All these people are gone now. But
is one of the few descendants keeping its history alive.
everybody wants to know where they came from. People that don't know anything about their history can come right here and put their finger on it.
This town named for a penny was born after the Civil War. Joe Penny bought 8 acres of land from a white farmer for $160. He divided up the land and the acres around it among newly freed Black Americans.
What was unique about Pennytown is that the Pennytowners actually owned their own property. The homes that they built were from barns of local white residents.
Men worked on white farms, women worked in white homes. Children took a bus 20 miles to the nearest high school. But to own their own homes, to pray in their own church, were to begin to take control of their story and their lives.
It was a focal point of community.
Dr. Douglas Flo is a professor of history at Washington University.
For African American communities, very often the narrative has been controlled by people who live outside of those communities.
Efforts have begun in 2021 to take the narrative back. The National Trust for Historic Preservation has raised $50 million to protect overlooked symbols of Black society. This summer, the group announced $3 million in grants for 40 Black communities. For every Denver and Cleveland, for every Kansas City and St. Louis, there's a Luther, Oklahoma, and Hardin, Kentucky, places whose voices and stories are fading. A similar grant is the only reason Pennytown's one building still stands.
It's important to save the church because that was the only thing that was left. I mean, that was it. That's all we had. We had to save it.
Josephine Lawrence, Clarence's mother, secured a federal partnership decades ago to make the church a historic landmark.
This is a tool that was part of the construction of the church.
Today, her son maintains it as a museum.
Our great-great-grandfather touched these, and he was born in 1832.
Pennytown never became Kansas City or St. Louis. It was too small and too far removed to stick around once big cities called. But in the decades of its heyday, this town, named for a penny, did exactly what its community needed, and more. It still does today, through its last building standing.
The feeling that you get here is just, for me, is just so powerful. It's just so powerful. And we want to preserve that. It's important that we tell it and not someone else.
In Pennytown, Missouri, I'm Matt Pearl.